We're live.
June 4th, 2026 Environmental Commission meeting. Okay, statement of, roll call. Member Brannan? Member Colton?
Yes.
Member Gaudet?
Here.
Member Janetti? Member Lutz?
Here.
Member Mammy?
Here.
Alternate Baxi? Here. Alternate Ophelia?
Here.
Statement of compliance with open public meeting law. The notice requirements of the open public meeting law for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster, posted in Town Hall, and filed in the office of the Township Clerk on June 23rd, 2025. This meeting will be recorded and available on Ocean Township's YouTube channel. All right, first off, we have a little bit of a backlog for minutes to approve, March 5th and April 9th. The May 7th will be reviewed at the July meeting. Anyone have any changes or questions in regards to the past meeting minutes? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I was in at the April 9th, but I'll make a motion to approve the March 5th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mammy first. All right.
Let's just vote on that.
Okay. So that was from March 5th. Do I have a motion to approve April 9th's meeting minutes? Norm?
No, March 5th. We're going to vote on it.
We did. Ken was here for that.
Wait, Jack maybe wasn't here for that.
I wasn't.
No, you were not. So
You
you
still
didn't
move
vote for March.
Move the motion. Yeah, we just need to vote on
Okay.
it. All right, so in favor of March 5th?
Aye.
Aye. So is there was next meeting.
You
April
moved
9th?
March 5th. I mean, April.
We haven't gotten to.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
So I have a motion for April 9th's meeting minutes. Jack? Do I have a second?
Second.
Is that the one you weren't at?
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
all in favor?
Just not gonna vote.
Aye. All right, this evening we do not have any presentations. Items for discussion, we'll jump into old business. Tree ordinance, Ken has been spending a lot of time on this update. Do you want to brief us, specifically the analogy you gave me in regards to the regular person's 100 by 100-foot lot and what that means for trees to come down?
So the idea is to move it away from just allowing people to cut down trees, which is what the ordinance says now, to trying to maintain a tree canopy of 20 trees per acre. So that there are some lots that are just have too many trees, and it wouldn't actually hurt to thin them. So if you have like an R4 zone, 100 by 100-foot quarter acre, you need to have 5 trees at least.
You're never allowed to take down a tree if you currently have 5.
If you have 5,
Will
you
not
take
get
down a
approved.
tree, you have to replace it. If you have 4 and you want to take down a tree, you have to replace it and add 1 more. So if you're below the limit and you want to take down a tree and replace it, we're saying you have to add 1 more tree. Some
I
small
think that makes more sense than the 20 trees per acre, because it's kind of hard to picture that, but the smaller lots. I think that's easier to understand. So if you have 1 tree on a 100 by 100 lot, you can't take it down, and if you want to, you are forced to plant 5 trees.
No, just 1 more. I
Just
mean, that's
one
really
more?
an undue burden.
Okay.
But can't, this having even the 5 is proportionate, right? The guy's got an acre, he's got 20, he's got 30. But a guy with a quarter acre lot, 5 trees could be a huge burden. And it could mean he has no sunlight ever.
All from one end of the to the other, and I bet you won't find quarter acre lot with 5 trees on
Well, you won't find a quarter acre lot, they find 50-acre lots, so they should all
it.
have
There's all
4 trees. Right.
I have a quarter acre lot and I have a lot more than 5 trees.
I'm just pointing out that could become burdensome.
What happens if the trees on the property lines that count for both properties or neither?
Does it include conifers trees? Conifers?
Yeah.
Well,
That would be.
we gotta exclude those green giants. You know, those, well, like the tall arborvitaes that people plant that are just like.
Those are not shade
Those are
trees.
not really used as trees either.
They're more spraying.
I heard somebody that said they count as trees. That, they'll-
How thick of a diameter can their?
No, they're
vines
shrubs.
get?
They're not trees. They're shrubs.
Yeah.
But they can get pretty tall.
They can get tall, but they're not trees.
they can get up to like 20 feet tall.
They're not trees.
It looked really funny over here.
From the
Yeah.
bottom and the top. So, thank you for.
And if it becomes a burden, I mean, there's a provision to appeal it back.
Right.
So,
Right.
so
It is-
I think it's more important
I'm saying,
to
I'm
enforce
saying,
than
I'm just pointing it out as
devil's
a,
advocate.
could be.
There's gonna never be a perfect ordinance,
yes.
ever.
The other idea is that right now, the ordinance says the shade tree fund can only be used for public property. And we've been talking about maybe having, you know, being able to plant trees on private property too. So I'm gonna change it just to remove the public property aspect.
Mhm.
So that it doesn't mean you have to plant them on public property, but it doesn't have that restriction in case you want to change some township policy.
Okay, would that include just, commercial property or residential? Or is it just open, you know?
Well, this ordinance is for residents, residential.
So the shade tree, I guess I'm just thinking like, if you're a developer, you would just say, oh, we can just have the shade tree for funding to put trees on these residential developing, you know, this property that we're developing for residential. So it's really covering the commercial.
But it's not there for the picking, it's there for the shade tree commission and the environmental commission to decide how to use it.
Okay, so there are guardrails up for that.
And there's also, you know, there's two tree ordinances. There's also the development tree ordinance. So when someone goes to develop, they have to follow the development ordinance, which is not.
Okay,
this one.
got it.
And the development ordinance, if it'll ever get passed, is really gonna be aligned with the residential.
Okay.
ordinance.
All right, thank you.
Public ordinance does have requirements for a lot of trees then.
Is there a list of trees that we're talking about that would qualify as these 5 trees per quarter acre? Like, how would a regular resident know that we want to put a coniferous one here and I can't say some of the words, but deciduous. You know what I meant.
Some
But how would we know
some
that?
Ordinances actually list the types of approved trees.
Okay.
Which I don't think is a good idea. But I think we, either the Shade Tree or Environmental Commission, should come up with a list that they can hand out
I would love that.
to residents saying, these are the trees we
Yes.
recommend planting. Here's a list.
Monmouth County has this that they put out. But that list, I don't know if they've updated
I
it,
think they updated it.
because there are trees on that list that are definitely not. And the state just came out with a list of
Yes.
some number of trees that are
I
to
think,
be banned, although it said,
government
it
sent
said
it up,
that
yeah.
I don't look at just a little bit of it, but it sort of said that businesses who are growing these trees have until
Mhm.
20, 40, or 50, not to worry about it. That's a little excessive. There should at least be a thing in there that says, buy it only. As of today. Don't be clearing some.
Yeah. I agree with
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they put a word about that.
I just think it'd be great for residents to know, like, what trees there would be, preferential, I guess, from this committee or this commission to,
We have a tree list on our website, don't we? We have a tree list.
I'm not sure we have anything active on there. I've never.
I didn't see it.
There's, something that went around that was a tree list.
There was a tree list of what trees were, being taken, like, we couldn't by, right?
Yeah, like the Bradford pear.
Yes, yes,
There's
that
something
were,
they're like invasive.
yes.
I saw a tree list that had those gumball trees on that no one likes because of the
Those are-
spiky
Those are
balls.
the ones not to get.
Not to get, okay,
Just do not plant it.
do not plant
That's
list.
the same as, recommended.
Recommended, yes, that's what I would love if we could get that.
Oddly enough, the sweet gums, you know,
That's what.
or not even, I'm not, is that one on the state's list? I didn't get a chance to look at those.
I think it's a native
Yeah.
tree.
It's a native.
They just,
It's a-
You got it?
By the way, we do have a tree list on our website.
I thought so.
You also,
Okay.
we should also recommend,
Sure.
we should start recommending more female and fruiting variety trees because it reduces pollen counts. For people who are, have allergies.
Allergies. Okay,
So the other thing, if a property has just too many trees and they really want to take several down, there's this, if you're over the tree density, I mean, say you have a 1 acre property and you have 30 trees, you only need 20. We're still not allowing them to take, 10 down all at once.
that's great. What was it like?
Restricting it to 4.
Okay.
And then,
Would you, what about like a credit system? Like if you got a neighbor that's next to you, and like the same,
Tree averaging,
yeah,
that's too hard to keep track
I
of.
can say,
Yeah.
I can say exactly what's happening with that.
Somebody's gonna sell the house and.
That one's
they're gonna keep one lot with like 100 trees on it. And then,
Yeah. Um,
I'm thinking more of like, I see certain parts of town where it's like they're clear cutting trees left and right. And other parts of town are still wooded, even though they both have the same set of rules.
mhm.
So like, how do we get like a per area control on like,
That's what this is intended to do.
yeah,
So the other thing is, right now, if you take a tree down, the homeowner has a choice of replacing it or paying into the fund. I'm saying, no, they have to replace it, only if they can't for, various reasons, then they pay into the fund. So they shouldn't have that choice.
That's nice.
That's a good point.
And also, there are rules in here about tree removal contractors, they have to register with the town and so on. Putting in a provision that requires them to verify that the township has issued a permit.
And that's up to code enforcement to go around to do that, correct? So mostly neighbors, you see something, you have to say something, you have to report it. Just
The tree removal companies have to verify this.
Yeah.
but don't they, I mean, they have to anyhow, right?
It's under
It wasn't explicitly stated, or some of them,
I mean,
Right, and you've got a couple running around town that aren't even licensed.
sure,
Yeah.
and you will always have people who want to do crime. But I'm not saying we shouldn't add it in, but it seems redundant.
Thank you.
And to
I mean,
play
how do we-
devil's advocate here, if you're talking 5 trees on a quarter acre. And the stuff, we'll take the one mass area that was developed a long time ago, was probably clear cut then. What's that gotta do to my property value? That's gonna be an argument, so.
you see, when a provision in here about the property value.
It's not just mine, but in general.
Like we said, there's no
You've got a
perfect
whole,
ordinance.
you've got whole sections of town that don't meet that ordinance. So how do you handle it? And right now, if I use my lot, let's say I have to take one of the maples down in my front yard. I can't put a tree in there. There's so many roots in that ground, you won't be able to plant a tree in there and have it survive.
Okay.
Right, so then what do you have to pay? And then, but you don't make the fine.
Again, never going to be perfect.
No, I understand that.
But I think that's what we keep getting caught on, is that there are so many what ifs in scenarios, because we were talking about infrastructure, and we're talking about organic infrastructure. It's not designed infrastructure. We have to do the best we can.
You can't say you can appeal the thing and say, I can't do it, it's impossible.
Yeah, but what if it's, I think Mr. Gaudet's point, Mr. Colton, was, what if it's not possible and it impacts your neighbors. Right?
Or how about all the rest of the whole neighborhood?
Sure.
And that ordinance would make every one of those houses non-conforming to that ordinance.
Mhm.
So what's gonna
Doesn't
happen?
make them non-conforming, it just
They
says
don't have the
going,
trees, so, but
it
it's
just says going forward.
but you, that's not,
That's why I want to sell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it come into effect when you wanna sell the lot? Is that you have to have at least 5 when you're selling?
No,
so there's a grandfather provision in it,
no,
Moving forward.
so moving forward,
It's only, it only comes into play when someone tries to take the tree down.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said. It doesn't have any other things. Not when you're selling the property, not when you're digging a ditch, not when you're building a shed, you know.
called Girdle's theorem. 1926, if you want to look it up.
Right, is that majority of the points and the revisions you made?
Yep.
And thank you for doing all that, because I know now it goes to, I guess, our township planner who formally rewrites it, is that right?
One more slight change that Patty picked up,
Okay,
but we'll fix that.
these are all just drafts right now, so. Okay, great. Next order of business is the PSA contest. Just want to remind you all on June 11th, the council is recognizing, participants of our PSA, and coincidental enough, Norm just handed me this.
This is what Renee from Clean Communities printed up for us. So this
Oh,
was
nice.
put together from Amjack and
How cute.
Clean Communities. It's a partnership. And so this is what we can get for free to hand out to all the restaurants in town. So they made up 100 copies. And
Oh,
we'll
that's
try to
great. Did you guys all
chip
get
away
away?
at that. Now, if you could pass it around. So there's,
Sorry about that.
there's,
We must have a list of all the restaurants.
Yeah, with Murphy Valley.
Right, from licensing, we have a list of all the restaurants.
yeah,
We must.
So we pay to spend a few bucks
Mailing them.
and to mail all of them.
have to check with my boss.
I think it's more than a few bucks. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot. I think if people
I
divided
think
it
that would be
comfort by
like
delivering, it's
hundreds.
different. And postage.
How many restaurants do you think there are?
How many do you think there are?
I thought someone said there was 100, just. I think there's more.
I don't even know,
But,
but that's a great idea if we got a list and kind of geographically divided it and just walk in with it.
Well,
Like
that's-
Cowboys in Wanamassett just opened. Welcome. Here you
Right.
go.
that's what I envisioned
Nice
because it's more about education and like explaining about it. A lot of the restaurants, I think they wouldn't even look at it if it gets mailed to them.
No,
So,
it's like the no smoking signs that you have to hang up. I feel like they just kind of, I don't know. But there's so many restaurants. Like think of, you know, the bagel exchange, like the little bagel places. What about a bagel?
Chicken holiday.
Those, you know, smaller
that's
places.
one of the streets of the other, we've got Danny's, we've got
Sure. Yeah, you've got Danny's, you've got two food places by Antonio's.
Right.
You've got Cowboy.
Three right in the center of Wanhasset.
Yeah, you've got so many restaurants in just that like one stretch of Sunset. Forget all of Oakhurst and Wayside and
And
everything
then
else.
you've got two in the old food town section, one in each end.
You,
So I
there's a
propose
new
that
restaurant.
Ed personally handle it.
You know, I haven't gone to a lot of these places lately.
Who's
So.
gonna fold them and stuff the envelopes and then
Norm.
stamp them?
Norm, the food stores also prepare food and hang out, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wegmans
Yeah.
has, those dispensable things,
Yeah,
so
so
you
you-
can use on the table.
I only work 5 hours a day.
Can you
Alright,
stuff 20 envelopes an hour?
In between helping people and doing minutes and food licenses and everything else I do. You come sit with me, come sit with me for a day, okay? You can do it.
Your head will spin.
Not needs the company.
I'll build you a robot to do it for you.
Oh, my God. All right, so yeah, June
And
11th,
I am
Thursday,
environmental friendly.
we will,
We'll do your whole job for you.
are the council meetings now, the workshops at 5:30, they get a break from 6:30 to 7 and the meetings at 7, is that right, Councilwoman?
That's a great question. Let me
Right,
think.
they start at 7?
Um, I think they were just right after though. I don't think
So
so.
it's 6:30.
Because there's an exec from like 6 to 6:30. So yeah, it starts at 6:30. We just walk right down and then
Okay,
Started.
because it was 5 to 6, the workshop, and then they just started them at 5:30
you
now,
can
right?
really change it again there because
Oh.
there's just not enough time
Yeah,
to have all the discussions that need to be had.
Okay.
So I think that it may change.
okay, but for this, recognition, it'll be at
It'll be 6:30.
6:30, okay, just gonna clarify that. We've got, 2 students who RSVP just, and waiting on the other 3, so.
Did you ever hear back from the one student that wanted to present to the environmental commission?
Yeah, regarding the watershed
Yes.
connection, I shared, your email with her. I did, she is gonna probably do something virtually one night, cause the
Okay.
transportation getting here, was a little bit of an issue for her. But I told her about GoToMeeting and getting on, so,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
yes. All right, the next
You
order,
said June 11th, 6:30 then?
yeah. So,
And sometimes I get the Board of Ed meetings and the council meetings
I
mixed
bet.
up because I
Yeah.
go to both. But, yeah, it's 6:30.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
I'm sorry, just going back to this for a second, to skip this, so could we get a list of like, the licenses, and then then I don't mind spending time on this and like going to the restaurants and stuff like that with the flyers, is it possible to get a list?
It is possible, because I do it. I would have to pull it out, yes.
Okay.
On the trailer.
Yeah, no, I'm just,
Yeah.
like, that's
Got
something
it.
that,
Out of a book.
okay, I mean, is that something that we could help, like, assist you on, or? anything like that? No, okay.
It's not like an Excel you just print, it's more,
It's jumble lasers, and it's a little hard to get things out of there. You have to go through all the lists, click them, and
Oh,
maybe we start with the package from Renee,
okay.
and we visit the restaurant close to our properties or homes or
Do that and just maintain a list of that.
maintain of what we hit. And then every time we see something new, like, oh, Ginza, we didn't go to Ginza, something
Yeah.
like that.
well, we also have plenty of new restaurants opening.
Okay.
So we have a lot.
Now, do they get mailed anything when they get their mercantile license?
Like what?
They just come in person and do whatever they have to do? Like for them to register with the town?
No, they have to get a business license, they have to have CO, they have to have the health department.
So they would come here at some point?
At some point, yes, they
Okay.
have. Sometimes they mail it in, sometimes they FedEx them in. I mean, and some, either I give them their license right then and there, or I mail it to them.
Would it be helpful then if we have Renee print up a bunch more and then you just have a staff that you could include if you have a new restaurant?
I could absolutely do that, yeah.
So,
But I could get you a list of the names, it's just gonna take a minute because.
What about sending a mass email to all the restaurants? You probably have.
No,
You don't have.
no, not everybody gives you an email.
yeah, we talked about that like a year ago.
Yeah.
You said you don't really have.
No, you don't really, some leave it empty.
Oh, for the ones we haven't emailed for.
Jack, now you're pushing it. You're gonna come and sit with me.
Careful.
Careful
with-
with
careful with-
Yeah.
You know what, I just might.
Come on, Jack. I'll appreciate this.
Okay. So number 3 is our recycling center visit. Obviously, we spoke last meeting how we wanted somewhat of a tour of the facility. And we had scheduled with the administrator of DPW. I'm sorry, her name is leaving my brain at the moment. She scheduled us to meet with Corey. Nancy and I went Monday morning. Unfortunately, no one from the town ended up meeting us, so we gave ourselves a tour, and it was great to see. There's a closing drop-off bin. They take cardboard. They take everything, and I know we spoke to a lot of residents who happened to come while we were there, asked them questions. How often do you come? There's a woman who makes a point of going with her cardboard boxes weekly. I think just getting the word out of what the town accepts just for more responsible recycling. So that was really our mission, was kind of to talk to them, see what they don't take. But our conclusion was they take everything, right?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I was the grass clippings.
They don't,
Yes,
Came in as big
they don't
as grass.
take brush.
they don't take brush.
Yeah. There's a bin.
But the town comes
Yeah.
down the
Because
street.
you're not supposed to put it out the street.
Yeah.
you're
Except
supposed
for
to.
the guy down the end of the street has been doing it for years.
We did have a question because there was conflicting information between anything with a plug, the e-waste, and the town told us they don't take microwaves. Is that right?
Yeah, so the town, and we were talking about this before, they're probably contracted to take certain things, electronics and TVs, computers, but they're not contracted most likely to take things like hair dryers, lamps, toasters. But when I talked to the recycling center out on Shafter Road, the Monmouth Wire Recycling, they said, oh no, we take all of that. So we were like, well, then why are we telling people that you can't? So that's where we were hoping to talk to Corey and try to
Yeah.
figure out why, or can we change it? If it's not contracted that way now, then why can't we change it?
Yeah, Alyssa is her
Right,
name.
when I was talking
That's
about
who-
just regular recycling bucket, okay? And saying, because I talked to someone over at Mazza, they take that also, right? And they said, we take yogurt containers, and heavy aluminum foil, like the lids, and so on and so forth, all this stuff. I was talking yesterday, listening to Nancy Peters, he said, well, you don't know, you don't want to just say that's going to be, because who knows when we're going to leave Mazza. I can tell you when. Never.
Yeah.
The county is giving up, right? So who knows? So, so all those kind of things, you find, yeah, so I think it's worth getting back to them. With whoever they're recycling it with.
This has always been a mismatch because I think what happens, the town doesn't stay up to date with what the providers actually take and accept. They just keep the same list they've had for the last 30 years.
Well, they're afraid if they change providers, somebody, and a new
So then they can
provider
change the
doesn't
list
take
again.
all of that
So
stuff.
now it turns out, I did look, there's a list on the website, if you look for it, that's different from what's on the calendar.
That's kind of the reason
Calendar
Alyssa
is goes
Papa
back- is the dark
was
ages.
to clarify with us, but we were left high and dry, so.
Instead of having a list on the calendar, you just say, put the address of the website.
Yeah.
So that and the website's the one place that is kept up to date.
But people recycle and they never check the website again. I mean, they'll recycle the same things year after year after year, so.
Well, we can try and check.
That list that says only a narrow neck, I'm like, doesn't make any sense.
Everyone gets the newsletters in the mail. Everyone gets the calendars in the
Yeah, we should do more
And-
promoting.
mail.
of those.
And we may need to make it something, literally a sticker.
That's a good
attached
idea.
to it, so that
I'll
draw
let
attention
Tracy
to it.
know
Yeah,
about our attempt of conclusion with them and
yeah.
suggest that
Well, she asks
should,
every,
Right,
every
she
quarter.
Because you
of,
sent out
"Do you
that
have
if we haven't
anything?"
done
She asks you, yes,
yeah,
and it's
Should have-
your
That's a-
responsibilities to,
to highlight that.
yeah,
Because
said
we have
something.
something that is not necessarily news as much as something to draw people's attention to something that is old, but people are not looking at it.
still news to them for looking at it for the first
Yeah, there's
time.
new residents
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah.
It could just be like spotlight on.
Yeah,
Yes,
spotlight.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll tell you,
All right. I'm glad
Tracy's still
that-
talking to me, so I'll
Well, no, she sends a quarterly email saying send your recommendations for the newsletter, and that's when we will address it.
yeah, I think that, we need to do something.
Agreed. So,
Recycling, it's just one of the.
okay, next order of business is the bat conservation. So I know we spoke about that last week. There's a Boy Scout, Cub Scout who, had this great idea for boxes in Joe Playa Park. So, we obviously voted to support, this initiative. It will be obviously pending Human Services approval though. We're obviously partnering with this Cub Scout if our township is benefited. So I'll update you guys as, I guess he goes through the motions with Human Services. So I kind of just wanted to alert you guys, we're back burning that for the time being. A Cub Scout presented a project via email to the EC email that got forwarded to me about putting bat boxes in Joe Playa and a whole educational background on the,
That's
I
what my
believe
question was.
there's
There
one
were-
by Human Services.
No, there were a bunch,
More
and they
than
were done
Yeah.
21 or 22.
prior
As a
to
Eagle
Mike
Scout.
Bertuccio.
I don't know. Mike was there,
He
but
was.
I don't remember what they did. There had been even before that other bat boxes that had been damaged. The Eagle Scout project was to repair and replace, and I think we repaired 3 and added 3, if I'm remembering. So more bat boxes, all the bat boxes. It's great. I don't have any problem with it, but it's not like they're not there already. So my
Currently.
question was, is he repairing damaged ones or is he adding new ones?
I believe he was adding new ones and getting permission through the town to do it in Joe Playa. So, he's, like I said, going through the motions with them, and if it works out with them, the EC obviously supports his mission and all that.
My son is softball. It's called 85 It's the Seton Town Park. And you play ball, and then as it started to get a little darker, it was Bat City.
Alrighty.
We just flying it. We didn't join the game.
So I think that covers our old business. New business. I'd like to hear from everyone on what you guys think the EC's goals for we're starting a new fresh fiscal year, July 1st, and what you guys would like to see out of the environmental commission.
I think we should get paid.
That sounds like a plan.
Angela?
So I'd like to continue discussions on how we can implement textile recycling in our town. So I understand that when we agreed, the suggestion of Helpsy, there was some concern because it was a for-profit organization and partnering with them would trigger an RFP process. So in lieu of that, I think there was a suggestion that if we could find a nonprofit alternative, that would be the way to go. So I did some investigating, and there is one organization that operates similarly to Helpsy in that they bring the bins to whatever property that you require. They put a number of them all over town if you want, but they're not located in New Jersey. I believe I think they're up north in like Massachusetts or something like that, Connecticut. They're called Planet 8. And I actually did a comprehensive search, and that was like the only one that was very similar to the way HelpSeed works, where the town doesn't have to do anything. They just have to enter into an agreement that we want this service. It doesn't cost us anything. So what they do downstream with it is probably very similar to HelpSeed. They sell it, but what happens then is that they sell it or they recycle it, and then they use it for their nonprofit. So it's not
not for profit at the end of the day.
It's to support their organization, you know. So so maybe something like that would be more palatable if we could set up a meeting with that person. She seemed very eager to just talk about a potential partnership. So that would be something great. I think so many people have clothes, people are cleaning out, people have
Towels, sheets, just so much.
Yeah.
That's great. Anyone else?
I think we're to still publicize and push for recycling. I mean, people just need a constant reminder.
Yeah. I know whenever, someone reaches out to the town about a suggestion for a garbage can, I think they're rather quick at acting on that. So I don't know if there's, specific areas, or you mean just like a reminder, really?
Reminders, like in the township newsletter or whatever, as we were discussing, different types of things that can be recycled.
Yeah, the different kinds of things that can't get recycled, say aluminum foil or whatever. I believe that's what makes stream. At least that's one of the things that really screws up the whole works. You throw a pizza box in there, or you throw a aluminum container that you got for takeout, and you don't clean it, and you throw it in the recycle.
I have a question actually. So I know that our mayor does a lot of, he has been doing a lot of PSAs, like featuring businesses, and I'm wondering if it would be something that we could ask him to maybe go to the recycling center and say, hey, town folk, it's what we have here, like he has been doing with the gyms and like the various businesses. That might be something, or like there's a part in Wegmans, we're like, here's some things, like Wegmans has this amazing spot right here where you can recycle your light bulbs and your odd shaped plastics and your plastic film, like,
That's a good idea.
so if, maybe we can partner with him because he's been really out there, especially with the snow and, like he's really, trying to engage our town. And maybe that's something that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Can I offer something?
So at the very end, we get public comments.
Okay.
Any questions, obviously.
Okay, another initiative, keep going with the schools.
Yes, the student outreach.
I would like to start working on more stormwater management initiatives. I think it's something that's only getting worse with climate change.
Yeah.
I see a lot of development in town on not so much new large developments, but a lot of people are developing their lots and building them out to the max, increasing impervious cover, and that's having a collectively worse and worse impact on stormwater runoff, pollution.
I don't think some of the recent ordinances cut down on impervious.
It did.
Yes, but we still never established a trigger for minor development. Right, there is a,
Isn't
the
this
Sustainable Jersey model ordinance has a trigger of 500 square feet of impervious cover, triggers a minor development standard. And I think right now we're what? Is it 5,000 or 2,500?
not sure?
I don't remember. I think it dropped down to 2,500, but that's a lot of cover. So 500 in the example is 500 square feet is not a lot, right? It's a double garage, is a large patio, whatever. But you do 500, your neighbor does 500. Behind you,
Townships, I think it's 250, where you hit the threshold. Are you talking about
There's a different trigger. I know what you're talking, yes, but in the development ordinance, because we get to these applications that are small, but cumulatively they're not. So I think that's where we need to look.
I mean, I think the state standard is if you disturb more than a quarter acre
Yeah,
land area, then that's major development.
I think that's major development.
Yeah.
Quarter acre is a lot of dirt.
That's 10,000.
That's a lot of dirt.
Is that 10,000 of new impervious cover or 10,000 disturbance?
Disturbance.
To piggyback off of that, we have a rain garden at the library. Is that right? The rain gardens at the library. That would be another awesome idea for the mayors to do a PSA at, because that's a stormwater management plan right there. Is a rain garden, and the other one's at the pool, at the Ocean Township pool.
We should,
Just because people think, oh, your stormwater management needs to be a dry well in the ground that needs to be maintained, when there's so many other environmentally friendly options.
what about a rain
Natural
barrel program?
That would be amazing.
Rain barrels are not expensive.
I
No,
love
but
driving
they
by a
have to
house
be
and seeing the
maintained.
rain.
All of it needs to be maintained.
Oh, yeah.
That's the rub, right?
Well, it's another maintenance item like cutting your lawn.
Sure.
Clear the leaves out of the rain.
And we find lots of people for not cutting the lawn. Just saying.
All right,
Most of
well,
the rain barrel signs I've seen, the overflow dumps right back against the foundation.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
That's
it's a
what happened
nightmare.
to us. We had a rain barrel when we first moved in. We were all gung ho about it, but we were new homeowners and we didn't know what to do. I had a hose attached to it, but then it was going into our foundation, and I had no, because we had Irene, I think, was what happened. And after that, it was like, okay, we're getting rid of this.
This is causing more harm.
Yeah.
We've also, getting back to the rain garden, we talked about an Eagle Scout limited project doing a demonstration rain garden, right at Chevrolet Park.
Kristen, you have connections to Eagle Scouts?
I actually spoke to a couple of them because I went to the Eagle Scout pinnings.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, being the liaison of the EC, if they ever, look to you as a mentor and suggestions for a project, the stormwater management rain gardens, I think is the future. I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, we're playing damage control all over the earth. So
I
I
mean-
think that's,
Green infrastructure is the law now, so yeah,
yes,
the future, whether they want it or not.
yeah,
There's also, an environmental engineering class.
yes,
Maybe
Mrs.
for-
Edson.
This one's in-
We've
So
done a lot with
I was
that.
going to reach out to, does anyone have Don, I think it's Brockle?
Yeah,
Do you have his email?
yeah.
Would you?
He's our DLA commissioner.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
spoke with him, but I forgot to get his email because we were at the ceremony.
I'll
for
send it to you.
Memorial. Thank you.
Yeah, he's a Cub Scout himself, Eagle Scout. I'm sorry, but I don't know the right terminology. Okay, the time is flying. I don't know how it's already a quarter up. Thank you guys all for your suggestions. I think we all are on the right track of, doing our job, so.
Can I also suggest we keep them on the agenda so we can be reminded of that every year?
Yeah. Of our suggestions
Yeah.
and make sure it's reiterated. Okay, great. Next up is our plan review committee. Do we have pending plans right there?
Well, it's the same ones that I haven't got to. I had to go somewhere, but I thought that,
So now,
to do something.
Yeah.
Possibility of our other meeting, but I've been early before.
Is there anything major in there? I think,
But I've been to a quick, last time I was at the meeting, which was, this was 2 meetings ago. I did take a look at things and I spoke to, about the trust. Some of them were, they're not, none of them are that major, so. I started looking at the ones from. What's cool now?
I want to make a point about these pending plans. I think, we really need to look at these plans and see what people are improving and see how trees are being impacted. I don't see if we realize on a plan that there's trees to be removed. I know that they're required on submitted plans, but it seems that variances are getting approved, then they're resolution compliant, they submit their building permits, and at that point, they're going to get trees taken down. Well, my pool is going where I have these trees, you approved my pool, etc. I think there should be an earlier in the process.
That's not these.
What would your letter be for
These
these?
plans go to the planning board or the board of adjustment,
Mhm.
okay? The things that you're talking about, putting in a pool and so on.
Well, not even a pool, like a new driveway and a tree is they come out.
Handled on the second floor.
So Julie, you've been operating it,
That's
right?
what Bill, and that's what Bill, that's
Yeah.
what Bill Brooks
Well,
has been very heavily involved. So when he leaves, we don't get too much. He's done a lot of stuff convincing people that they should put in some other kind of plans and so on and so forth. I think and nothing's perfect,
Mhm.
but he's done, I think, pretty good job.
so, but Jill, just to use an example, right, so the house that is going in across from mine,
Mhm.
that is massive, had to come before no boards because it
Conform.
conformed. It was built on the foundation of the pre-existing structure. They took out a lot of trees because of the nature of the development and the grading, the roof of the driveway, all that was handled through Bill Brooks's office. So there was no point where zoning or planning was even getting it. It was all handled in community development.
Some of that stuff doesn't even relate to the regular tree preservation.
Right.
I
Except that it mentions that those kind of things are included, sort of, but it's like a little bit of tree.
can I just ask, what is the purpose of these being here? Like, what are we supposed to be doing, our
The
commission?
Rate of
Environmental
review letter.
Commission reviews,
All of
is
these-
given set, all plans that go to the Board of Adjustment or the Planning Board
Okay,
come to the Environmental Commission for comment.
By statute. That's why we're an environmental commission and not a committee.
but who's reviewing them? You? Oh, and you're not sharing them with the rest of the commission?
I have it.
Sometimes.
But
I provide my comments, mostly I'm not looking at everything that can be done, okay? So like if there's something that relates to some kind of a capital thing, I'm looking at, the trees that are coming down, what else they're talking about doing, and so on and so forth, flooding,
okay,
potential, what are they doing about that sort of stuff, so on and so forth, like, So those are the kind of things that I think.
When our meetings were longer, we had more time, we used to open these things up and.
And that would be great, because it sounds like a lot of the trees are coming down and we have more.
Not just trees, it's runoff and.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't we do that? I mean, I know you're not gonna be here and I wish that you would stay, but, and I don't know, how do we get someone in your place when you're gone and?
I'm not sure, but I think that's a concern of a lot of residents, and it really, until you're in the position, I have a beautiful huge shade tree in my backyard. The firehouse will be taking that down eventually. It's the only shade tree I have, so I don't think until you're personally affected that it really opens up your eyes to the detriment. And so I do think a full-on planning review committee should be a lot of opinions and a lot of review. But like you said, this is different than what goes in front of Bill Brooks, or this is all conforming things. Like none of this is conforming. They're going to the zoning board and planning board,
Well,
correct?
they could be conforming, but if it's a subdivision, it has to go to the board first.
Yeah.
In the planning board, the zoning board of adjustment is more likely to have variance requests. That's the difference between the two settings.
Sure. When was the last time someone asked us for a tree planting variance or waiver? They don't anymore.
No.
But it's all zoning.
Yeah.
So then this needs to be reviewed or does it, in your opinion?
No, it does. So when Norm does his reviews, the letter goes to both boards
Okay,
and it's included in the packet. So when you're going through, you have the report from the police, from the fire, from the engineer, from the planner, and from the environmental commission. And it is our statutory, that is the key function of the environmental commission is site plan review. Every town does it differently.
okay.
There are however many hundreds of ECs, I don't think any two do them the same. Some of them have applicants come in the way you would before a zoning board or planning board and present their plans and explain it, and the EC sign off is required for it to go forward. Some towns don't even look at them.
And what would our commission suggest happen in our town?
I would love people to come in front of before they get pushed to the next step.
Yeah.
Especially with all the issues everyone's having with hot spots because there's no shade and flooding. That's a mere suggestion.
So,
It's tough in some situations.
I know, it seems like it's a lot of work to you for just you, so,
The 32 acre business, the whole business,
yeah.
until
Yeah.
it was the whole business, right?
Mhm.
Most of those trees were. As a matter of fact, a lot of those trees are in the little list that came out from the state.
Mhm.
Used to be, do you remember, I remember when they grew corn on that property.
I haven't been here that long,
There used to be a place called, way back when, it's called Ocean Electric, it was an electric store.
Mhm.
And then from there all the way to Deal Road was open.
But let me just ask you back to this. So could we, I was on zoning board for a while. Could we get copies of that to the emails to all the commission so that everyone can take a look at
So
what?
Nicole, in the building department, has an EC copy that, Norm goes and picks up from bi-weekly.
Okay, so everyone could have a say and also help you.
I think also part of the problem is it's all paper right now, and they don't get digital copies of plans.
No, they do.
They do.
So that's an idea. I get paper copies, but we should be able,
It's so
the
important.
board should be able to send copies of each set of plans
Yeah, and then everybody can take a look.
to the entire.
I don't even want to see paper, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
It's a lot of paper.
The requirements that you have to bring into community development is absurd. The paper, it's my
New
biggest.
Jersey's the only state that still requires raised seals. Like,
I can't tell you how many professionals spend a lot of money for an electronic signature, yet these municipalities require you to bring in 21 sets of plans.
I agree.
For what?
But how do we get this to happen so that every commission member can get electronic copy of what needs to happen?
I think moving forward,
You can't
we'll ask
see.
Nicole to
You
blast
can look
it
at
to Donna, who can share it with the board, or to Norm.
So that program, you could do that. If you had CAN programs, you could take that and some properties on like there, just break it down, and spread it across. I've done huge buildings that way.
All I'm saying is that I've gotten a few that way, and forget about it.
Well, you could get the paper copies, but I just think everybody should have a chance to
No,
take.
I'm not saying so, we should, but I think that's probably the easiest way.
More eyes are better.
Yeah,
But your review letters are great. He very in depth compared to, police station, no comments, fire station, no comments. Norm gives us essays.
yeah, it's wonderful. Norm does a great job. I mean, you do a great job. I'm not saying that. Please don't take it as a.
Just so you're more in the loop.
Say
and
that,
see.
Yeah, everyone's
No, please
knowledgeable.
don't. You will
So
crumble.
we should all be able to give our expertise.
Ed, anything you wanted to share?
I'm not going to give the opinion, but I'd like to read it anyway.
Okay, and then, so anything that you want to point out to us in these sets of plans?
No, there's nothing right now.
Are they the same one
I
as
read
last
through,
month?
I read through some of the things they were trying to do, most of them weren't consequential.
Mhm.
But things that, overall, but that doesn't mean there's something in there.
Yeah.
You know? The ones here, there's the Elan High School, the
Yeah, the
extension
extension.
stuff there. But that's not the first set of plans they had. The one that meant more, there was one built, which, just sort of a generic thing. I started looking at what's the one that was Camp First School now. Planning rising treetops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And that one I started looking at it. I couldn't quite figure out what.
Okay.
But I only just started looking at it. It's the thing. Is there a thing here? What it says here is that the applicant proposes to construct additions to Peters Place cabin, building on the site, blah, blah, blah.
On the side.
It says we're gonna build this thing, but then it talked about stuff, the area that they were talking about was.
It's probably on the left
was
side of
large,
the
was
building.
a large area, these decks that are supposed to be.
Is it?
For
They have almost like
400
10
square feet, or 400 square feet, okay, first and 400 feet on each side.
So where are they putting the trees that you're reviewing?
We'll see.
Where is this?
Rising tree top
Camp Oaker.
next to the Board of Ed building.
It's
Eh.
it's on Monmouth Road.
Yeah. Just a suggestion though. I mean, I would like to see it too. So if we can get that, would be great.
Yeah. And you're more in the loop and you kind of know what's going, in front of everyone. Board, that is. Board, should I say. Okay, Ed, do you have a meeting update for our,
I actually missed only my second planning board meeting in the last 8 years. Last month, I had an event for my son, so no, I do not have a meeting. I know that there was a hearing. The hearing is not finished, so I cannot comment on it, but, yeah. Were you there, Jack?
I'm recused because my cousin was on the paperwork for one of the applicants.
okay,
Were you there?
I was recused as well.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah, so we can't talk about it.
All right, guys, committee leaders report. Just thank you all. And attendee member comments. Who do we have?
Hi,
What's your name and what's your address?
Chloe. I live in Ocean Grove now, but I did live in Wayside.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, before you had a question. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off. I
it's
just
okay.
try to keep to the.
it's actually, I was doing research on it and it's less helpful than I thought it was.
Okay.
When we were talking about recycling, someone mentioned pizza boxes and it just sparked a memory in my head. I was walking on the boardwalk in Asbury and they have special trash cans for pizza boxes. But then I was realizing, I think it's less of a recycling thing and more to save room in their trash cans.
Oh, okay. But I have seen what you're talking about, the little.
Yes, it's like a slot.
Yes, lot.
Because I know, like, sometimes if it's too greasy, they don't get recycled at all. You have to rip out the greasy part. So I don't know if it's also a recycling initiative from them too. I don't know if they're sorting through it. But
They should have something for pizza boxes, it's like a paper shredder,
yeah,
it's like it's dust.
I just realized I misspoke and jumped to public comments, obviously. But do we have any attending member remarks?
can we just say thank you for all the time, effort, and, your service to our town and this commission? I know I've only been on it a few months, but I just want to thank you. Thank you for welcoming me.
Of course.
Thank you for all you've done.
I love
And I
this
hope
town.
that you
And I love
stay.
you all.
I do hope that you stay, connected with us.
I sure will.
I move we adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Perfect.
You don't even want to say thank you to Julia
Have
for
you met
everything.
Norm? You did not.
Did you get that? We have Norm and Claudette.
Thanks to me, somebody.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Uh,